So once I'm logged into the Learning Trajectory website, which I can do for a free account, I'll go in and then I'll notice that there's several trajectories in here. There's 17 of them. And there's not a certain order that you need to go in. Probably one of the things that would be the most helpful is figure out where you think the student is closest to, and then start there. So, for example, say I am in second grade, but I know that my student is struggling with numbers. So I could go into numbers and I can see along the subitizing trajectory, the student should be about here, conceptual subitizer to 20. So maybe I'm not sure what that is. And so I open this up and I can see an example of Dr. Clements working with students. And then there's several activities below that I could do with students. There's also a description up here, and it says what the child verbally is able to do. So maybe I decide that my student who is in second grade, didn't switch there. There we go. Maybe I decide that they are not exactly at a conceptual subitizer. So I can select the previous grade and I can see how these move backwards. So you can see the progression going backwards and then you can see it going forward. And so anytime that you select one of these, you'll see a video, you'll see additional classroom resources that can be helpful to give students experiences with these number sense concepts to build that. So, well, can I go over here and start with counting? Sure, you could go over here and start with the counting trajectory. So this is the counting trajectory. So if you have a student who's struggling with counting, you can go along this trajectory to make those intentional strategic moves and experiences with that student to move them more quickly along in a research-based way. And so you'll notice here that counting and subitizing, those are like parallels. So these things up together all kind of build around the same time. And you'll see that as we go across the ages into the grade levels and how those build. So it's not that all of subitizing builds and then all of counting builds or vice versa. They build parallel. So along with comparing numbers, adding and subtracting, a student's concept of patterning, shapes. So it's best if a student's struggling to start in that numbers and help them along those trajectories. And then you can also get over here into their operations and algebraic thinking. And so by expanding those, and you'll see that counting isn't one. Oops, yes. So there's a couple there. And if I was a 5-year-old, then for algebraic operations and algebraic thinking, they should be able to do these things. So I hope that helps.